Hello, beautiful earth angels, light warriors. This is Jill Kempner, angel coach, alchemist, and author of Receiving from Your Angels, and I'm happy to be here with you. So I'm here to serve, to lead highly sensitive, highly intuitive souls. Those souls who know they've been here before, and this time their commitment, their devotion is to lead with love. To love themselves, to love the pain, to love others, to elevate the planet with love. And it's a sacred mission, it's a sacred commitment, it's a sacred journey. And these gems of the journey, this drop in the ocean in frequency February, is something I didn't quite imagine was going to happen. But I'm 100% sure this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Let me explain that a little bit. What I thought this was going to be, what I initially thought was, I'm intentionally marketing my Angelic Alchemist membership. So this membership was a seed that was planted in my heart over a decade ago by my soul. And it's blooming now into this like cherry blossom tree, right? It was a seed, broke through the surface. Little shoot, then it was a tree, then it was, right? So that's what this membership is. And I thought these gems of the journey initially were going to be, because my goal, right, is to help you get the gems. And how do I help you get gems? I got to get my own, right? So I knew I would be on a healing journey, as I've been for feels like ever. I think I went consciously on my healing journey when I started as a massage therapist. I would even say that wasn't even conscious. Like, I just was like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. I'll do it. And I have reasons I became a massage therapist, but I don't think I was really conscious of all of this until my dark night of the soul. But anyway, So what I thought these were going to be was talking about the different initiations that I've been through, the different hard things, the traumas. I was like, I'll share a little story, and then the gem I received from it, a little archangel activation, and then, invite them to the membership. It started like that as the vision. I was like, oh, that's going to be so great. Yes, the gems of the journey. And, I have 12. It's a year-long program, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to do 12 lives, right? And I still intend, the core intention is to bring the frequency of the alchemist. Bring the frequency of the angelic alchemist in every single one of these videos. And that is my core intention, and I intend to do that. But I thought it was going to be around the stuff I had already worked on, right? I already had some gems. They were starting to polish, all of that, right? I was like, okay, I can do this. Gems from my father's murder, gems from my dark night of the soul, gems from my traumatic childhood. And those are going to be here. Honestly, why I'm here is because of those gems. But what this is going to be about, and I just said this to a friend on the phone, and it was so powerful, and I was like, God, I wish that was recorded. What I said to her is, no, I got to dig into this pulsing wound that's inside of me right now and get the gems of that. Because gone are the days of the teachers on the pulpit, on the high horse, on the summit, who've had it all figured out, and then they're going to show you the way. No, now we're here head to head. I'm here, you're here. Okay, and we're walking together. And yeah, maybe I'm 2 steps ahead because I've done a lot of inner work. Maybe I'm 3 steps ahead shining my light and we need that, right? We need someone who's a couple steps ahead of us, right? Who's done the work, who's maybe figured out a couple things. I don't have it all figured out, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I do not have it all figured out. But what I do know is the relax, release, receive process works. And it's not about me showing up and proving it to you, because that's the ego, right? I don't need to prove anything. Hi, Sharon. Hey, say hi if you're here. Welcome. This is about alchemizing right along with you. And a prayer that my authenticity, my vulnerability, my visibility, this is my ultimate prayer, adds value to your life by me just being me. So after the last live on Monday, I realized something. I realized a lot of things. I mean, I'm having like lightning bolt, like this full moon was so powerful. So many parts of me are healing, so I'm getting ready for the year of the fire horse. And I've been shedding a lot. And part of that shedding was looking at where I still have, where I'm still holding pain or where I'm still holding wounds. And I realized that the time between my mom's diagnosis and death, so from diagnosis date to her death date, and the dash in between is my pulsing wound that needs alchemized. And I'm not even judging myself anymore. I did judge myself. Why haven't I looked at this? Why haven't I healed this more? And in therapy on Monday, I realized why I didn't. When I started to unpack it, when I started to look at it, I was like, oh my God. First of all, I was like a superwoman. Because when I think back of what I did, and I'm going to talk about that over the 12 days or however many days. There's 11. This is day 2. And I actually realized this is a whole nother book. But what I want more than anything is I want to heal my unintentional models, my negative thoughts, my wounded parts around the dash, right? The time between diagnosis and death, which was, for my mom, 375 days. So I was her primary caregiver for 375 days from the time she was diagnosed to the time she died. And, I want this to be pretty and perfect and polished and, it's not pretty, perfect, and polished. It's a big gaping wound inside of me. But my intention is to bring the medicine of relaxation, the medicine of release, and the medicine of receiving, the frequency of the angelic alchemist. I intend, live with you watching, there'll be, of course, some behind the scenes stuff, right? To bring these wounds to the light, to alchemize it through the relax, release, receive process. Hi, Bea. I was thinking about you. Hey, Dawn, there you are. So there's one other thing I wanted to say about that. Something about I keep hearing like the frequency of the alchemist. Oh, let me show you this reading really quick and then I'll share a little bit. Hey, Sean. Good to see you. Okay, so on my yoga mat today, I realized that this is a book. Like, I could write a book about that year, about those 375 days, and it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. Actually, I was like, I literally said, thank you, Mom, for book number 3, because I'm writing book number 2 right now, Archangels 101. I have 5 chapters left before I send it to manuscript to my publisher. I'm like this close. And I was like, holy, this is another book. And this is going to be part of like alchemizing it and getting the gems and all that. So thank you for those of you who are here. And oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you. So I did and so I realized, and so what was coming into my mind, was dropping into my mind, was all the different elements and aspects of that year, and I was like, oh, that's a story, and I'm like, wait, that's a chapter, and I got chills, because I was like, oh, these are the chapters, right? And they're pulsing with pain. They're wrapped in pain and hurt and fear and stress and PTSD. And I've been carrying this all around with me. And I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to heal it. And you're going to watch me heal it. And you're going to help me. I'm going to be my sacred witnesses. So thank you for being here. So I started writing down the chapters. And actually that felt so good. And I thought I had this like vision in my mind earlier that I had to like do all this like inner work to get to this point, you know, where I'll be talking about it today. And then I realized, you know, when I was talking to my friend that, you know, this is like some heavy shit and it's not all gonna get figured out right now. And it's not gonna all get figured out if I sit with my pen and my paper long enough. You know, you just have to show up and do what you have to do. So today, the frequency of the alchemist that I'm bringing is honesty, transparency, and this glow from the inside out. Because the good news is I do have a lot of gems in there. This isn't a gem yet, okay? This is like a, I don't even know. We got to come up with a word for it. I've got to be gentle though. But I wrote down the chapters. And this is what and it's more than 12, of course, because there's so much that happened in 375 days of being my mom's primary caregiver. And it was literally the hardest year of my life. That actually happened across 2 years because she got diagnosed in the middle of 2021 and then died in the middle of 2022. But I intend to heal this with you. And so I'm going to share just a little bit about the diagnosis. This can be short. So my family and I had went to Sedona and it was so awesome. We had the best time in Sedona and that was the last time that I had fun for a long time. So it was me and obviously the four of us, and we had so much fun, even with the fires. There were fires in Sedona that year, and a lot of the vortexes and national parks were closed. But we didn't let it like slow us down. Like we went to state parks, and we actually went to this Buddhist temple. I don't remember the name of it right now, but I can look it up and tell you later. And it was so peaceful, and they had a prayer wheel, and they had this, it was so peaceful and beautiful. And even the kids liked it, you know. I went to crystal shops and, you know, we just had a great time. And on the way home, my mom was like, hey, don't worry, but I'm in the hospital. And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, I don't know. I was nauseous and I had pain and I'm in the hospital. And I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, wait. I got to go to the hospital when I get off the plane. So I go to the hospital and I walk in the room and she looks like an Oompa Loompa. She's like yellow. And I was like, holy what is going on with you? And she's like, oh, I'm jaundiced. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're jaundiced? What does that mean? I don't even know what this means. Like, I'm like, get a doctor in here. Like, tell me what's going on. Why are you so yellow? Da, 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 da. Like, I'm freaking out, you know? And they're like, they don't know what's wrong. She doesn't have a diagnosis. Well, she's jaundiced. Okay, so she's jaundiced, so they're doing tests. They're trying to figure it out. Okay. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, this does not look good. Oh, my God, you know? And I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. Let me start praying. So I'm like, angels. So I start doing all the prayers, and I start sending Reiki, and I'm like, okay, wait. Then I start to feel better. I'm like, okay, we got this. But we can fix this. We can fix this, right? So I start sending Reiki. I start sending angels. At that point, I don't think I told anybody, you know, anything, because we didn't even know anything anyway. but she's not like getting out of the hospital yet, right? She's yellow. They're trying to stabilize her pain and stabilize the pain and the nausea. And why is she jaundiced? Why is she literally look like an Oompa Loompa, right? I'm like, what the, whoop, sorry. I went to grab my water and I kicked the thing. We could have a better setup here next time. She's Oompa Loompa and I'm like, oh my God. You're gonna be kidding me. And I just came back from Sedona, right? So I had like the best time and I was like, oh my God, okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And that time's a little foggy, but I remember when they came in and they said, oh, you know, you have cholangiocarcinoma. And I'm like, what the? Literally, I was like, what the F is that? I've never heard of that in my entire life. Okay. Turns out that it's bile duct cancer. And I'm like, that doesn't sound good. So I look it up. I looked up cholangiocarcinoma. How do you spell that? What? Like, I'm like, what? 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 No. And I look it up. And for some reason, this really hits me. Walter Payton had it. I don't know why Walter Payton just bothered me so much about it. It was just Walter Payton had it. And, of course, died. The death rate was it was either 2 to 5 years or 1 to 4 years. And I was like, what the? And it's just the diagnosis, you know? It was just, I can't even believe it. I can't believe it. I'm in total shock. I'm probably in shock the entire time, the entire year. Shock, survival, warrior, get it done. So I'm gonna wrap that up because there's so much more. There's a lot of chapters after diagnosis, but the diagnosis, I just remember being so scared. And my mom was gonna die. And it was like, oh my God. You know, and you know they're gonna die because, well, my dad died when I was a kid, so I knew, you know, and but you just don't think it's gonna happen. And you just don't think it's gonna happen on your watch, and you just don't think you have to watch it. That was what was so brutal, you know, was just watching my mom die. And so I promised to bring the frequency of the alchemist. Today is honesty. So who's the angel of honesty? Metatron. So let's do a little Metatron. Ooh, I love Metatron. Let's get a little Metatron here. I need some Metatron. What was the gem of all this, right? This was the other thing they told me. I may not have the gem before I go live. I may not have the archangel. Like, I thought I was going to have it all planned out. I told you that. Wound, gem, archangel. This was the old plan. Then I got the soul plan. Okay, boogers. All right, let's get Metatron here. This is his ascension key my mom bought for me. Of course, I told her, buy this for me. This is one of the birthday presents for my mom. I was like, Mom, did you buy me a birthday present yet? She was like, no. And I was like, can you buy me this like Metatron's ascension key that's like the coolest thing in the entire world? And it creates a 13-foot force field around your whole entire body. She's like, whatever you want for your birthday, Jill. This was like $180 or something. And she bought it for me for my birthday. This thing is so freaking cool. So let's get some Metatron in here. So take some cleansing breaths. And already feel his golden, orange golden light surrounding our auras as we welcome Archangel Metatron. Thank you for your love, your presence, your healing power. Thank you for answering our prayers, opening our stellar gateway chakra, and letting a gem pour in for me and my alchemy and for everybody here who I'm here to serve. And set your intention. What did I say today? What tear did I shed? What word did I say? What phrase, what energy was I vibrating that hit you, that touched you, that moved you? Stay with that. That's what Metatron is saying. Like, that's the self-honesty that he brings. It's like, sit with that. And maybe it's just fear. I mean, God, I don't even know if I ever would have wanted to sit and listen to anybody talk about someone's mom dying. Trust me, I did not think this was going to be part of the journey, but it was. My goal is to get the medicine and the wisdom and the gems of that pain. So breathe. What are you being guided to release? Let go of, surrender, so you can step into and align with your inner alchemist. I'm going to release heaviness. Heaviness, yeah, heaviness, like PTSD heaviness. Loving angels, what do I need to receive so I can step onto my highest timeline of soul certainty, of soul alignment, of soul love? I'm willing to relax. So let yourself soften and just release through the crown of the head. Ooh, nice release. Release through the throat, through the back of the shoulders, through the belly. Down to the roots. And Metatron stepping forward. This is one of his gifts. It's interesting, it's a tool, but it's not a tool. Like, he's got this cube of light, but he's actually doing the Metatron's gaze. So he looks into your eyes with so much love. It's source love is really what it is. So let yourself receive some source love around anything that you've been holding that's been unalchemized inside of you that needs this love. Just let that love pour through your eyes and then pour into the spaces and places within you that need that healing. And it's like, that's it. It's a holy instant that happens. It doesn't have to take a long time, right? It's the ego that puts limits on how long it's going to take to heal. Oh, whew. So take a breath in. And just relax again. Soften the shoulders, relax the emotions, relax the mind. If you, even for a moment, touching into, again, that sacred gaze of Metatron. Sometimes it can feel overwhelming. It's like so much love. Like love that brings tears because it's so pure. That's the frequency of the angels. That's the frequency of the alchemist. And then we're going to ask, what, loving angels, I'm ready. I'm ready to receive a gem. A gem of the heartache, a gem of the trauma, a gem from the diagnosis for me. That's what I'm getting a gem from. Oh my God, the shock. Oh, that's what it is, the shock. So helping that part. Thank you. So Metatron comes in for a hug. He's so relatable. You know, we think Metatron's on some kind of high horse or like this pedestal because he's stellar gateway chakra and connection to source, but he's like one of the most relatable angels. So he comes in and gives a hug. Maybe it's a hug, just a soul hug. Maybe it's a hug to a specific part. I know for me, I'm like, oh my God, the shock. Like, maybe I never even processed that, right? The shock. So I feel like those parts are coming up and being held, you know, and some of them are inner children, right? It's like losing your mom is like one of the most painful wounds. So my inner children, just receiving healing from Metatron. and your inner children receiving healing from Metatron. So again, that warm golden orange, the golden orange light surrounding your aura, pouring down your center channel through your roots as we just get a gem, right? Through our intuition, through our conscious mind, through our heart, through our energy body. I'm willing to receive a gem from this pain, from this wound. I'm ready to glow from the inside out. And as we seal our inner journey, we dedicate the healing that you've received today to all our relations in all directions of time. Seeing, feeling, knowing that your angels are here bowing to you with love and devotion. As we seal this activation with a namaste, the Metatron activation. Holy moly, that was beautiful. Thank you, Metatron. And thank you to you. So I only have another minute before I have to go, because I have an appointment that I'm going to do, a receiving, which I'm excited about, a healing session for me, which obviously I need. So I'm going to be short and sweet about The Alchemist right now. I am opening a membership. I'm so excited. Like, I've been thinking about this for a decade and it's finally here. So all that information's on my Facebook page. Actually, what I realized, it's on my website. I need to make a Facebook invitation for this. I made one for the ceremony, but I realized I didn't make one for The Alchemist, so I'll be doing that. It's 12 90-minute activations over the course of a year, so it's once a month. And it's going to be an embodied teaching, right? A simple practice, an archangel activation, amazing community, because I am magnetizing those healers, whether you call yourself that or not, right? I'm ready. I'm here to help those who are ready to alchemize your pain into peace, wherever you are on that journey, right? With the love of the angels, with the relax, release, receive process. So thank you for being with me in this sloppy. I knew this one was gonna be sloppy and messy, but I got through it, partly because of you. And you're right, we're creating the gem, Bea. Let's bring it. So I'm sending these in my newsletter. If you're not in my newsletter, jillkempnerhealing.com, go to the bottom of the page, get these into your inbox. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, witnessing, all of it. If you have questions about The Alchemist, you're not sure, just, go DM me. But understand it's $222 for the entire year. I did this on purpose. Low investment, high impact. Lots of people. So come on, Alchemists, let's do this. Mwah. I love you all. I'll see you Friday for this day 3. Love you. Bye. Bye, Bea. Bye. Dawn. Namaste.